as I say, when we design and install this system, let's make it as if it were a system not of the 20th century but of the 21st or maybe even the 22nd century. Comfort mode, which can be used for ducted air conditioning plus zones control, which will become possible over time, so you need to provide a couple more diffusers. Society, what? The material for the cheapest system costs 1000 zloty. 1100, 800. Look, we have a bedroom, so we'll place one air supply vent here and another vent by the window. This bedroom is 32 square meters, so there must be a minimum of 20 cubic meters of airflow per hour per person. It is 32 square meters now. According to the Polish standard, there must be a minimum of one air exchange, which means a minimum of 32 cubic meters per hour. There are two people, it must be 40 cubic meters. We set it to 50 at the start, so we provide 25 per diffuser. What's going on? We set a lower flow through the diffuser, which we will adjust not with the diffuser, but with the damper. What do? A quieter system. No air conditioning is working here at the moment. Later we can even set the flow on one diffuser to the level of 20, adjust it in our unit. But what do we have? No, doamne? We have an exceptionally quiet unit. Yeah, the damper in the plenum box will also be used for adjustment. I could show you, but I would need to buy those special mats. No? For example, if you set the diffuser flow to 80 or 70, it's very loud. Let me tell you what to do to dampen it if the damper doesn't help. So if one doesn't help, we can insert a second one, and usually two will be enough. Even if there's a very high airflow, set around 80 cubic meters per hour, this should help. But there is one more way. You have these sound mats for soundproofing rooms. Insert the thinnest mat, a few millimeters all around, and then even if we have 80 meters or more, this damper will make it relatively quiet. This is just an interesting fact for you. We had a situation like this. Problems, no, because the installation was poorly done, and then the house needed to have 80-90 cubic meters per hour, and to dampen it we did it like this. Here we have one bedroom. We have a second bedroom. What do? We also provide two air supply vents, one here, another one there. This previous bedroom is 39 square meters, so we have 20-20. This one is similar. We do the same here. Also 39 square meters, 20 here. And here also 20. Even though it's for one person, it results from the criterion of the volume. No? And it is designed in such a way that at any given moment we can raise it to 40. We can set each one to 40. Here also 40. And we have a double air exchange in a room. Ducted air conditioning is effective now. If there is one exchange, it's just average. But if we have a double exchange, then it's okay. So look, these rooms are sorted out. Here we have 40, here we have 40, here we have 50. Now another shadows, another bedroom at 28 square meters. So the exchange must be around a minimum of 30, but for two people, let's assume two will also have 20 here, 20 also in this corner. Even if we spread it over two diffusers, the furniture, this layout can change. Let's say the bed can face this way. So what can we do then if the airflow bothers us? We have options because we have two diffusers. Or we can take that damper, close this diffuser, make it inactive, but it's there. Now let's do the living room. If we have ducted air conditioning, then the living room should have 3 vents or so. One, two, let's say 3 by the window. In the living rooms, it doesn't have to be exceptionally quiet. Let's say we allocate 50 cubic meters per hour. Washing and wash is our system more expensive than the other one according to the PN83 standard. It has 1 vent, 2 vents, 3 vents, 4, so on average 1 vent is 150 zloty. So this YouTube or Facebook system was cheaper, let's say by 500 zloty, and this one is more expensive by 600 zloty. Let's count the extractors. Kitchen standard 70 cubic meters, bathroom minimum 50, let's make it 70. I'll tell you how to set up and adjust everything in bathrooms very cheaply with a humidity device that costs 100 zloty. The other bathroom is also 70 cubic meters. Here we have the laundry room, 2 exchanges according to the Polish standard, let's say in the range of 60 cubic meters per hour. That is 30 cubic meters per hour. We add one extract to which we connect two ducts, or we can even add 2 extractors because we have to take our heat recovery from these rooms. So we add 2 more ducts. Now everything has to be balanced out. We calculate our air supply. We have 40. Here we have 90. We have 130, 170. We have 320 air supply vents. I'll write it down. And the extraction must balance it out. It's 70, 140, 170. Here we have 170 extraction. What do we have here? 130 plus 20. We also have 320 extraction, if I am not mistaken. How to later turn it into ducted air conditioning. We are comfortable, we are quiet, we have 2 vents that we can block at any time. As I said, this system is more expensive than the cheapest Facebook one, by say 1200 zloty. Although everyone complains, in each room you can create a double bedroom. We don't know how things will change, thinking ahead. But what else can we do here? we can do something wonderful, because with ducted air conditioning we need recirculation, and for recirculation we cannot take air from the bathrooms or laundry rooms. We can take clean air. We're still one extractor short here. So where do we take the air from? I'll mark it in green, indicating it's clean air for recirculation. If we do it like this for the ducted air conditioning that I just showed you, so that we're not constantly replacing this fresh air, because let's say there are 4 people in a given space and we need 80 or 100 cubic meters for the ducted air conditioning to work. Since there must be a double exchange in these rooms, what do? We draw the air from the corridor from these 4 points, and what then? We connect these 4 points to a separate recirculation box, and we turn on our recirculating fan, which we set to supply 300 or 500 cubic meters per hour, plus the unit say 150, so we have 650, and we get a double exchange in these places and in our bedrooms, plus the living room, and it works. The temperature drops by 8 degrees. We do these designs very often, and now look, you need to decide. As I told you, this design and this one are definitely done according to the Polish standard. This is excessive. Look, this one is not in accordance with the Polish standard. When it comes to inspection, it may not pass. Here we can easily connect ducted air conditioning, because as I said, with ducted air conditioning there must be at least 2 exchanges, and it can be easily implemented in houses up to 150-200 meters. Here we can easily do zone control, meaning we connect an air supply to one room or to the living room and we can create one zone. No, 2, 3, 4 zones by installing 4 sensors, 4 dampers. As I say, we add 1600 or 2000 zloty, and we have zone control so that even the unit will run less. It's not like some other office where we have control only for say the living room and separately for heating, because for me that is somewhat unserious. What if it's a child's room and the child wants to study during the day? Then are we not supposed to supply air there only to the living room? Number, if we're already setting up zone control, it has to be done so that you can connect a maximum of 2 rooms together, but everything needs to be done separately. I will be telling you about that in future courses. So you have the design according to the developer, the YouTuber, one for which we pay say 1,100 zlotys more for these ducts for the whole equipment, but we can expand it. And as I say, neither I nor any YouTuber nor any person on Facebook who shouts and curses has the right to speak on your behalf and make decisions for you. You have to think and decide yourselves wisely. You can't have someone come in and say, well, the living room doesn't need source of ventilation because it ventilates itself, or whatever they say. You have to think about how to do it. And as I said, the price difference as of today, March 2022, between this system and that one is 400 to 500 zloty. Any inspector will say that this is fine. Between this system and that one, let's say 1100, 1200 zloty, and between this system, which is done according to the standard with excess, already thought out for the future, let's say that's 600 to 800 zloty, you make the decision. Not some YouTuber, not a random person from Facebook who was a marketer 6 months ago and today is a ventilation and heat recovery specialist. Because if we do CO2, zoning control, and so on, then we adjust it ourselves. People often ask how to control it. They are even pushing sensors and solutions. Yes, you have to think, because sometimes the simple solutions are the best. Look, we have a bathroom where we have set the flow to 70 cubic meters. We can set the unit to run at half, so 35, but then someone is taking a shower. Do we need ventilation in the whole house to increase by 50% because one person is showering due to the high humidity? It doesn't have to be like this. I'll show you a simple solution. This is a fan with a hygrometer. It has a capacity of around 100 cubic meters. It fits perfectly into the plenum box. Look, I'll set it up here. It has a capacity of about 120 cubic meters per hour, but it has very low static pressure. So if we add a damper here, it will operate as if it had a capacity of 80 cubic meters per hour. We install it here in the bathroom. We already have zone control in the bathroom. This fan costs 120 zloty and it measures humidity. We set the time for when it should turn on. For example, at 40, 60, 80% humidity. Wish a device costing 120, 140 zloty. We already have zone control in one bathroom and zone control in the other bathroom, because maybe no one will be showering here, and in reality instead of 70 you can set it to 20 or 30. You just need to think it through, because like I said, how much does separate zone control for the bathroom cost? 120, 140 zloty. What if Facebook or internet experts tell you this? No, they don't even know about it. Or they won't suggest it because they won't profit from this kind of solution. And look, a simple fan with a hygrostat, and we have zone control in one bathroom, in the other. How much does it cost? 240 zloty. That's that. Comparing these three designs, one according to the Polish standard, one according to those fans of Facebook, one according to my idea. Once again, by paying an additional 4,500 zloty for a system according to the Polish standard, paying 1,000 zloty more than the Facebook model, because on Facebook the idea is to do as little as possible. Here we have the system that gives us the most possibilities, and this is already a system with a future. We can modify it, adapt it, we can do everything with this, like ducted air conditioning. I realized that this air conditioning works like that because I said it lowers the temperature by 4 degrees. No, if it's well designed, it lowers by 8 degrees if there are 2 additional exchanges, if there is insulation. I know people who currently heat with ducted air conditioning even at 0 degrees, because when one customer's unit broke down, they wouldn't let up. We had to replace it immediately so it could work right away. So it operates heating down to 0 degrees. Actually, when it's not enough, then they light up fireplaces. That's how it is. This is not my invention. That's an idea brought from the United States, from Canada. There, they rely on it. And look at the difference in systems. 1,000 zloty, 1,100. And what possibilities it gives us. Sometimes it's worth saving on the unit, because the unit can be replaced, but invest that 1,000 in additional materials and do this. And even when you compare these systems with other companies, it turns out that even if we prepare it for air conditioning, it still comes out cheap. And what else do we provide? The best material. Both inside and outside you have those silver layers. This is fungicidal, antifungal, and so on. Anti-static. It has all the papers research done. Look at the difference between this system and that one, 1100 zloty, 1200, and what possibilities does it offer. As I said, you decide which system you choose, not any YouTuber, not anyone from Facebook, not your neighbor. De audio tostai, and that's why I provide you with this knowledge. Give you the possibilities, and as I say, when we design and install this, let's make it a system not of the 20th century, but let's make it as if it were a system of the 21st or maybe even the 22nd century, because as I say, climate changes are ongoing. It's not global warming, it's changes because such situations have happened. For now, it's warming. You know what the winter was like this year? Well, this system can easily handle it and cover 90%. So basically you can heat with this ducted air conditioning. Some people say they turned on some other source for 2 or 3 weeks because they use ducted air conditioning. You make the decision, and I repeat, there are no perfect designs. Every designer will do it differently, even if they work in the same design office, went to the same school, attended the same universities, with the same professors, the same instructors at work. Put them at 2 separate desks, even in the same room. Each of them will design it differently. And I'll say this, the most important thing is for these systems to work. This system works and everyone is fine. This one works and everyone is fine. This one works the same and everyone is fine. You have 3 solutions that work. You decide which one you want to choose, how you want it done, and that's it.